The world of rock and roll became a little quieter this week, as fans everywhere paused to remember a true original. On August 5th, 2025, Terry Reid, one of England's most soulful and distinctive voices, passed away at 75, leaving behind a legacy that continues to echo through generations of music lovers. Reid was more than a musician. He was a symbol of artistic integrity, a man who walked his own path even when superstardom beckoned, never compromising his vision for the sake of fame. His passing marks the end of an era, closing a life filled with legendary stories, unforgettable performances, and an uncompromising spirit that inspired so many to follow their own dreams. He was a true original in a business that often rewards imitation, always standing out from the crowd with his unique sound and fearless choices. Terry Reid was the singer who could have fronted Led Zeppelin, the man who said no to Deep Purple, and the artist who helped shape the course of rock history with his decisions. His choices shaped rock history, making him legendary for what he didn't do as much as for what he did, and earning him the respect of his peers and fans alike. They called him Superlungs for a reason. His voice was a force of nature, blending raw power and delicate soul in a way that few could ever match. His influence stretched far beyond his own record sales, inspiring countless artists with his vocal prowess, his songwriting, and his unwavering commitment to his own vision. His legacy isn't just about missed opportunities, but the albums he made, the memories he left behind, and the way his music continues to move people today. Sometimes the greatest success is staying true to yourself, and in that, Terry Reid was a champion, reminding us all that authenticity is the heart of true artistry. What made Terry Reid so special? Why, out of all the voices that defined the 60s, did his stand out so powerfully? It started with the voice, a voice that could soar, crackle, and whisper all in the same breath. Aretha Franklin herself dubbed him Superlungs, and his vocal range was staggering, raw, gritty, and soulful, with a power that could fill any room. He sang with emotional honesty, channeling the blues, the pain, and the joy in every note, making each performance feel deeply personal. But Reid was also a phenomenal guitarist, using open tunings and intricate finger-picking to create a sound all his own, one that blended folk, blues, and rock seamlessly. He wasn't a flashy lead player, but his guitar was an extension of his voice, expressive, unique, and always in service of the song. On stage, Reid was a whirlwind, pouring every ounce of himself into each performance, captivating audiences with his raw energy and presence. He toured with the Rolling Stones and Cream, holding his own with rock's biggest names, earning their respect and admiration. People who saw him live say he was unforgettable, a magnetic presence, both dangerous and beautiful, who left crowds in awe. In the late 60s, the British music scene was exploding with talent and innovation, but Terry Reid stood apart from the crowd. He was a soul man, a blues artist, and a folk troubadour rolled into one, an artist who defied easy categorization. This rare combination put him at a crucial crossroads, leading to the most famous decision of his life, a choice that would change music history. That choice would echo through rock history forever, shaping the paths of legendary bands and artists. Terry Reid was the real deal, an artist's artist, whose influence and talent still resonate today. Terry Reid was born in Huntingdon, England in 1949. He left school at 15 to chase his dream, quickly immersing himself in the local music scene. His raw talent was obvious, and he soon joined Peter Jay and the Jaywalkers, gaining valuable experience. In 1966, producer Mickey Most signed him as a solo artist, launching his career. Reid formed his own band and became a sensation in London's music scene. His debut album, Bang Bang Your Terry Reid, showcased his blend of rock, blues, and soul. That same year, he opened for the Rolling Stones in America and toured with Cream. These high-profile gigs cemented his status as one of rock's most exciting new talents. He was on the cusp of something huge. Then, destiny came knocking with a choice that would define his legacy. In 1968, Jimmy Page was on a mission to assemble a new band, one that would soon become the legendary Led Zeppelin. The British music scene was buzzing with energy, and Page was determined to find the perfect lineup to bring his vision to life. Page's first choice for lead singer was Terry Reid. He was absolutely blown away by Reid's powerful, soulful voice and stage presence, convinced that Reid could front the groundbreaking sound he was crafting. But Reid turned him down, choosing loyalty to his solo career and a major tour with the Rolling Stones instead. It was a bold move, especially with such a tempting offer on the table. He didn't want to be just a singer in someone else's project. He had his own vision for his music and career. Reid was determined to carve out his own path, even if it meant passing up a shot at superstardom. Instead, Reid recommended two musicians he admired, Robert Plant and John Bonham. His suggestion would effectively shape Led Zeppelin's iconic lineup, changing the course of rock forever. Around the same time, Deep Purple's Ritchie Blackmore also offered Reid the lead singer spot in his band, recognizing Reid's unique talent and charisma. Again, Reid declined, sticking to his own path and refusing to compromise his artistic independence, even when faced with another incredible opportunity. To turn down one legendary band is remarkable, to turn down two is almost unbelievable. Reid's choices set him apart from his peers. These decisions cemented Reid's status as a man who marched to his own beat, never swayed by fame or fortune. He became a legend not just for the opportunities he passed up, but for the artists he helped put on the map and the influence he had behind the scenes. His choices changed the course of rock history, shaping the sound and success of some of the greatest bands of all time. Reid's integrity and independence became his defining traits, earning him respect from musicians and fans alike. He chose art over fame, and that made all the difference. His story is a testament to staying true to oneself, no matter the cost. The world would never hear Led Zeppelin or Deep Purple with Terry Reid at the helm, but his influence was undeniable, echoing through the annals of rock history. While Led Zeppelin and Deep Purple conquered the world, Terry Reid forged his own path. His 1969 album, Terry Reid, Move Over for Terry Reid in the US, blended hard rock, folk, and soul, showcasing his songwriting and voice. He built a cult following, respected for his talent and refusal to compromise. Reid's music wasn't always commercial, but it was always honest and experimental. In 1973, he released River, a more introspective acoustic record now considered a classic. Despite industry struggles, his artistry endured. Reid moved to America, became a sought-after session musician, and never stopped performing. He never became a household name, but for those in the know, he was a true rock and roll legend. His independence allowed him to create timeless music on his own terms. Terry Reid remained a hidden gem, an artist's artist. Terry Reid's legacy lives in the albums he created. His debut, Bang Bang You're Terry Reid, 1968, was a bold introduction, raw energy and explosive vocals. The self-titled 1969 album featured iconic tracks like Superlungs My Supergirl and Rich Kid Blues, showcasing his versatility. River, 1973, marked a shift to acoustic, folk, and jazz influences, deeply personal and atmospheric. Though not a commercial hit, River is now hailed as his masterpiece. Seed of Memory, 1976, produced by Graham Nash, continued his soulful West Coast sound. The title track is a stunning ballad, and the album features top-tier songwriting and performances. These albums, Bang, Bang, Terry Reid, River and Seed of Memory, form the essential core of his work. They stand on their own, independent of any what-if scenarios. Reid's music is his true legacy. In his later years, Terry Reid lived privately, emerging for tours and special performances. Behind the scenes, he battled cancer with quiet strength and dignity. On August 5, 2025, his passing shocked many. His legendary voice fell silent at 75. The news sent a wave of sadness through the music community and among devoted fans. Reid's life was defined by talent and fierce independence. He navigated the music industry on his own terms, never losing his integrity. His battle with cancer was the final chapter in a life lived with courage. All that remains is the music he left behind and the stories that surround his career. News of Terry Reid's death brought an outpouring of tributes from musicians, journalists, and fans. Robert Plant, who took the Zeppelin job, credited Reid for his big break and praised his talent. Graham Nash and others shared memories of Reid's incredible voice and generous spirit. Fans recalled the first time they heard his voice or saw him live. His albums became the soundtrack to their lives. Critics highlighted his unique place in rock history, urging new listeners to discover his work. The consensus: Terry Reid was a titan of British rock, a vital and influential figure. He may have avoided the spotlight, but his light shone brightly for those who knew where to look. The outpouring of love proved his legacy was secure. How will Terry Reid be remembered? Not just for turning down Led Zeppelin and Deep Purple, but for the music he created. His true legacy lies in his records and the soul of his performances. He was one of the greatest white soul singers of his generation, Superlungs, a force of nature. His influence echoes in countless vocalists who followed. Reid was a symbol of artistic integrity, choosing his own path over fame. He proved success can be measured in different ways. His story inspires artists to stay true to their vision. Terry Reid was a phenomenal singer, innovative guitarist, and soulful songwriter. He was more than a footnote, he was a whole chapter in rock history. His powerful, soulful voice will live on, waiting to be discovered by new generations.